Hi there, it's Adam bringing you another video to the channel. We are going to be doing an unboxing video of the latest models I've received for March, April. I say March, April because basically what happens is I pay for these at the end of the month, and then obviously, which would have been the end of March, and obviously now we're into April. I received these. I'll be honest, this is a little bit late because I did receive these sort of early last week, Tuesday, Wednesday I think it was. And I did intend to do this video a little bit sooner, but just although I did do one attempt, it didn't really work out that well, and I just kind of thought, you know what, I'll give it another go. So hopefully in the future, when they do arrive, I'll probably do it, maybe not as like when they arrive, but probably a little bit sooner. Of course, I've already unboxed them from the main box that they arrive in during shipping, which it's not so difficult to get into, but I just think it's a lot of time consuming. In which case, I've already opened the models as well and kind of checked them overall to ensure the condition. There were a few issues with some of these, so I'm just going to run through them as we go through each model as well. Of course, as you can see, a mix of 1400 and 1200. And in previous videos, I did mention that I was waiting for the NG Southwest 1200 737s, as you can see there on the right. Then obviously we have a selection of 1400 on the left side. So yeah, we're going to go through each model. Again, I'll highlight, you know, any issues that I encountered when I first opened them. And if you guys, you know, want to see more of these videos in the future, let me know. So starting off, we'll start with the sort of 1400 scale models, smallest to biggest. I guess we'll do it in that order. So we're going to start off with this Cubana ATR 72-200. This is one of several Cubana models I have. I believe I have all of the Ilyushin 96s, if not most of them. Do also have the ATR 42 as well. As you can see, it's by Gemini Jets in the sort of standard kind of style box. I do like these boxes, you know, because I guess when you're going into a store, certainly, you can see firsthand, you can flip the sort of lid up, see the information, and also kind of look at the model and see if it's really what you're hoping for. Of course, the back as well, as real as it gets. Getting to the actual unboxing now as well. We will showcase the model in a little bit more of a closer perspective. So very delicate model because it is quite small, but you get the, you know, as you can see, you got details there. Nice bit of kind of light coming through the window as well. This time of day because I'm filming in the evening. As you can see, the registration there, Charlie Uniform Tango 548. Also on the top side there as well. And if we spin the model around, you can see the other side as well. Just about there. So yeah, a little bit of a different kind of market on this occasion, in terms of this model in particular, because there is, I mean, these, I intended to utilize these for the Costa Rica kind of concept, and I'm pretty sure these might play a part at some point in the future. But for now, you know, obviously with everything that I've got going on, all these other ideas and stuff, we'll sort of feature them as and when. I think obviously certainly Ilyushin 96s, they can come in and play a part as and when necessary, because they, you know, you can see them sort of flying worldwide given the range. Next up we have this Lufthansa A321 by Aeroclassics, part of the Baby Bus range. Again, standard box for Aeroclassics, and of course you have on this side the sort of identification, highlighted for A321, and of course the sticker with the relevant item number there, displaying Lufthansa new colours, A321 Delta Alpha India Sierra Papa. Again, another pretty cool box design, given that you can actually see the model before actually opening. So I guess that kind of works in favour if you are going to, you know, a store and you want to sort of have a general idea of the model itself first. So as you can see again, Lufthansa in the new scheme. Star Alliance logo there. I'm a big fan of the Star Alliance, especially the sort of full scheme Star Alliance colours. I think it's probably the first alliance I ever came across or I ever was familiar with. I'm not sure how significant that was, whether that was the first alliance, I'm not sure, but if anyone wants to fill me in on that, you can do. So yeah, I'm trying to get more of these, to be fair. I haven't got many. I think I did have another A321 at some point, some time ago, so I think I sold it, and now I do have, pretty sure I've got an A320, I've got the CRJ 900, and yeah, probably look going down the line getting more of these as well. It kind of works best. Obviously I kind of want to focus a little bit more back onto like a UK international style airport eventually, again maybe inspired by Heathrow, because that's certainly something I want to kind of do. Next up we have this Koreos A330 300, which I think is mostly used for cargo runs, even though it does have the sort of full concept of like windows and doors across. Box obviously has got like a little bit of a crease here, which, you know, does happen. Not a big deal for me, to be honest, but you know, it's still not great. You know, you still want models to kind of be as good as the model, I guess, but yeah, these things do happen. Something a little bit different, I mean, obviously the colour scheme itself is different, and to be fair, I don't think we really see that many Spanish carriers, if I'm totally honest with you. Like besides Iberia and maybe the odd Air Europa, off the top of my head, I'm not really sure. And so, you know, there's certainly a lot of stuff that I would like to see. I'd like to see an Albastar 737, for example. I'd love to see some things that were done back in the day, that were flying back in the day, like Spanair. Things like that, you know, we're still missing. So still some things there. So as you can see, this is JC Wings model. Got a name of the plane up here, Milana Bonita. And then obviously the back as well gives a nice sort of concept and illustration of the model. Again, a little bit of information as well there. Then of course you have the item code, and if they do multiple variants, obviously JC Wings will have like an identification thing, like a tick box basically, if they've got multiple versions. So I'll take that off. Again, very colourful model. Very colourful model, generally speaking. And again, as you can see there, the registration. And the underside as well has the registration there as well. Probably see a little bit better there. Echo Charlie Lima X-Ray Alpha. Again, not so much an important model, if I'm totally honest, but still one to welcome into the collection and utilise as necessary, I guess. So yeah, again, hopefully down the line, maybe certainly from NG, out of anybody, we hopefully will see maybe some more Spanish carriers. Like I said, at the minute, besides Iberia and Air Europa, you know, I know we've had like there might have been obviously maybe older Spanish airlines done, but not really sort of my like the era that I tend to focus on. So next up we have this another JC Wings model, LTU A330 200. So as you can see, this has got illustration for two variants. The variant here, Delta Alpha Lima Papa Delta, I do also have as well, which is my LTU fleet has grown as well significantly. Obviously transitioned to Air Berlin, and I collected a lot of Air Berlin a few years back, and obviously this is the version Delta Alpha Lima Papa India inside the box. So again, just kind of go through, I have a couple of A330s now. I have Lockheed TriStars, I have A330s, I have MD-11, what else is it, the NG LTU Sud 757-200 as well. And at one point I was really trying to get the 1/200 scale versions of LTU, because they've seen quite a few things. They've also got 767 done as well. I didn't really get around to doing that, and I'm pretty sure I will find them, like if I really want them, but yeah, at the time I just didn't really close the deal on them. But yeah, going forward, hopefully we'll see them. And again, as a European collector, these obviously quite significant to sort of, well, certainly flying to Palma, Mallorca, which is probably the inspiration for me. So again, LTU.com instead of the larger LTU titles, although it does have the LTU titles on the tail there. No registration underneath on this one. It's not very much to see. But yeah, it gives you a general idea of the actual model as well. Again, registration Delta Alpha Lima Papa India. But yeah, pretty cool model, and like I say, certainly adds to the fleet. Obviously a little bit of a transition from the older A330s as well, with a change of scheme colour, but as you can see, or at least if you're unfamiliar, you can see the resemblance to Air Berlin in the scheme there. So next up we're going to be focusing on the 1400 747s, 747-8s. So this Atlas Air 747-8 is the all-white version. I'm pretty certain I have the other version. I pretty much have all the Atlas Air 748s, I believe. So this one in particular is registration N859 Golf Tango. Similar principle with the JC Wings box. Illustrations here for both variants, obviously top down view, information as necessary, and all the other details that you can imagine. So again, slightly different. It's kind of unique, I guess, given like most of the others have the either special titles like Kern Nagel, for example, or the Apex Logistics. But yeah, this being kind of more like an albino scheme is it's certainly different, as you can see. I've got some details towards the front here with like a signature, operated by Atlas Air. Of course, we do still have the main Atlas Air titles across the fuselage, and all that is necessary. The underneath as well, as you can see there, Atlas Air, and again on this side as well. Yeah, pretty cool models, to be fair. And again, Nice different version made by JC Wings. Of course, the best thing about cargo aircraft, especially Atlas Air, that a company that flies pretty much worldwide, you could literally feature them on any kind of model airport anywhere in the world, as long as obviously the airport can handle such size aircraft. You've never got to worry about, you know, whether it's going to be, you know, whether you know which kind of region you're doing it. It's not really a regional or domestic kind of operation. This one in particular is a little bit different with the fact that it's a government aircraft, which you wouldn't necessarily see all the time across the world. Of course, maybe for varied events, global events, meetings between governments and things like that. This is one of a few 748s, like sort of Boeing business jets that I do have in my collection as well. I certainly don't have all of them, but the other one I do kind of take interest to. Just because I like the idea of when doing a model airport, I like to kind of feature, where possible, like special movements like this. So for me, it's kind of important to kind of have the odd thing that could certainly fly into an airport. Again, if you've got the correct stand capacity to accommodate, then I don't see why not. Now, obviously, this one is the sort of Egyptian government, Arab Republic of Egypt, registrations, Sierra Uniform, Echo Golf Yankee. And again, similar concept, JC Wings box with the illustrations on the back, information down at the bottom. Can't remember exactly off the top of my head what other ones I do have. But again, all the same, pretty cool to have just as a little bit of something different. So as you can see, I have the full scheme there. Again, Arab Republic of Egypt titles. This kind of sort of crest here as well. And we have the registration. Not sure if there's maybe like a little bit of a smudge there, to be fair. This model in particular did arrive with 2 engines loose. Just needed re-gluing on the underside. As you can see, not much of an issue, just yeah, a lack of glue, I guess, from JC Wings, which I believe can be a common issue, but again, easily corrected. Again, pretty cool scheme though, to be fair. These are generally pretty cool, because, like I said, you don't tend to see these all the time. You know, you're not going to go, certainly not compared to your regular movements at any airport. So I think if you do see these, it's certainly worthwhile and something unique and different to take note of. And next up, we have this Polar Air Cargo. Again, Polar Air Cargo, I don't know if I've got all of them, but I'm pretty sure I've got like most of them again in 1/400 scale. Certainly significant in association with DHL as a partner. Of course, this version does have the Polar titles towards front and then DHL hybrid tail. Again, you've got the variation here, which is text as XX40158, which I believe is N852GT. I think it is. If I will open the box, as I'm not too sure exactly which registration it is off the top of my head, but as you can see, again, standard JC Wings box. So open this up. So again, this was actually another model that had the engines loose. Again, easy fix overall. The gear there. So this is actually the 858. So yeah, it's actually the version, the registration highlighted in blue also. As you can see, the underside of the belly, no registration on the sort of wings underneath. But again, I'm a big DHL collector. Out of any cargo, certainly out of sort of compared to FedEx, I think obviously DHL is so big at East Midlands Airport, which is probably why I collect so many. And over the time, you do see these kind of flying in as well on occasion, or you have done. Pretty sure, you know, East Midlands, maybe other airports around the UK as well, would have seen Polar Air cargo. And yeah, even including 747-400s, and I think Polar Air Cargo, if I'm not mistaken, might have operated 767s, possibly, unless that's just my mindset, because obviously Phoenix did these. I know JC Wings did them as well, or at least one of them, but I basically filtered them into my schedules just to kind of accommodate and go on from there basically. As part of the fleet. So now I'm going to move on to the 1/200 scale stuff. So again, highlighted these previously that I was waiting for them. Really cool box designs. I do like them. You know, they are similar, but you know, I kind of like that NG kind of do it a little bit different for each one. So this one in particular is registration N714 Charlie Bravo, which Gemini Jets also did. It's Gemini 200. I do also have that version as well, but I thought given the amount that NG are releasing, it only makes sense to get this to kind of stick with the you know, the whole concept of the same manufacturer. I will probably keep the Gemini 200 version for now, but down the line may consider selling if I need to. But yeah. Still nice to have. So these do come with the sort of outer sleeve, which I've highlighted before that I do like, rather than being part of the main packaging. Just put that to one side. Again, magnetic flap. Can be a little bit tricky getting these out, if I'm honest, with the stand. I know one of these basically I got a bit confused at first because one of them has come with another base foam rather than top foam like that. It's basically the identical, and at first I was confused because I'm thinking, why is this like this? And yeah, it's just been sent like that. So again, the gear, if I'll show you the gear, which is going to be the same for all these, come in a resealable bag, which is always welcome. Magnetized, you've got in-flight, basic gear down and in-flight options. The stand, again, I'll just show you that for good measure, is pretty standard. Nothing too exciting there. You also get the cards, obviously, with NG for the exchange, but again, I'm not really that bothered about them. So this is this version, N714 Charlie Bravo. And most welcome, as you can see at the front there, the classic titles, the wingtips there as well, the tail, and of course on the opposite side. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love these. Honestly, it's a big, you know, I'm so glad NG have done these, because the ones from Gemini 200, the models for them, they're not hard to find, but you know, they're just, the prices people have got them on eBay and whatnot for them is just, it's just ridiculous sometimes. Sometimes the foam as well with these, I'll be honest, doesn't always fit that great. But again, it kind of is what it is. They do fit in well. The sleeve still goes back on pretty neatly, so it's not a major concern. but it's still, yeah, it's one of them things. But yeah, I can't fault NG really. This obviously is an older version, and the sort of mustard scheme. Obviously, you've got no winglets with this one, and you've got the sort of, I guess, iconic heart there. There's number 1. Registration November 758 Sierra Whiskey, and on the back there, giving you a bolder view of the heart. Again, take the sleeve off. I do really like the material, the kind of finish they have on these boxes as well. It's like I say, a lot of the boxes are just standard cardboard. Now this is obviously kind of cardboard. It's got kind of like a plastic casing, which I like. The exchange card there is a little bit bent. You do also get occasionally these as well, which is pretty neat. Again, standard thing. The stand is bland, nothing exciting, and the gears are magnetic and popping in and out. And again, here is the actual model. So I do like the fact that NG have done winglet and non-winglet versions for Southwest, and I'm not sure, well, I'm pretty certain that they may or may not do more going forward. I would certainly like to see more, especially in Canyon Blue livery, which we'll be getting onto next. But these are equally fantastic, and I'll be honest, the more these get released, the more I really vision doing eventually like a 1/200 Southwest display. Like, I would love that. I would love to, you know, sort of invest in a. So yeah, this is what I'm on about. This is the one that's come with like a double, as you can see, 2 top foam sections, which is a bit odd, but the model does still sit kind of good enough. You just got to try and get the foam to just kind of sit in a little bit though. It's not ideal, but I did advise my dealer who I buy from. Again, it's not so much a massive issue for me. The sleeve does still go on, and it still keeps it kind of compact, but it is what it is. You can't win everything. Next up, we have the, well, one of 2 Canyon Blue 737-700. So this is a standard winglet version, and this for me is what I like. This is a livery for me that I like most about Southwest. Watching Airline USA back in the day and seeing the Canyon Blue livery, I don't know, it's just something about it that I love. Registration November 786 Sierra Whiskey. Again, it's a sleeve design, pretty simple kind of back with the, you know, Southwest lettering, but still nonetheless, you know, it's different to, similar in design, but sort of like kind of different, you know, in terms of illustration and what they've kind of done for the front and back. And again, we will packaging open. So again, it's always the stand that kind of gets launched like that, which is a bit annoying. It's kind of like, I don't know, I mean, it does fit in there, but I'm not sure if they've done that as best they could in terms of how it fits. It's always a bit of a job getting them out of the box. These, again, I don't know, something about the Canyon Blue livery that I absolutely adore. Again, November 786 Sierra Whiskey. Honestly, man, having these lined up in a kind of one, even if it was just a simple, you know, sort of shelving type gate section, just have it, and 1/200 air bridges as well across, would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that. I'd love to just come in this room and just see that on this sort of table, which down the line, Who knows, maybe, possibly. Probably will happen eventually. But, you know, I've got other things on my mind at the minute. I've got other things I want to do, which I'm going to highlight at the end of the video as well, as to what I've been thinking about recently. So, just because, you know, I've got all this other stuff going on, like, not stuff going on, but like all the finances to pay for and things like that, and things keep popping up, and it's kind of pushing me back to do the things I did want to do and all that kind of stuff. Next up, we have another Southwest 737-700, this time with the split scimitars. Now, I really like this one because I really like the kind, I like the digital kind of design illustration they've done here. You do have the sort of main illustration there for the actual model. Again, it does say Southwest on the back, so similar to the last one. But yeah, I like that. I do kind of like these different designs they're doing. So again, take the sleeve off. But yeah, I mean, down the line, I know it's going to be expensive, but if I can get a 1-200, you know, at 1-200 air bridges, 1-200 kind of terminal building set up with like a line up of Southwest, I would love that, honestly. Again, fantastic looking in the Canyon Blue. The split scimitars there. I don't know if we can get that in a better kind of focus. Just looks so good, man. Like I said, I like the mix of new and old models, you know, non-winglet versions and a kind of mustard livery, standard winglets, Canyon Blue, split scimitar, Canyon Blue, all this kind of stuff. I'm not really sure what that is. Just a little bit of plastic just on there. It's a bit odd, but it's come off, no problem. But yeah, again, so good that NG are doing these, because the models that from Gemini, the 737, 800, 700 and 300, I'm fortunate enough that I do have the 800 now, which I recently acquired, and I do have the 737-300 as well, but the 700 I still haven't got. Maybe one day, but some of the prices you see, yeah, I'm not paying like 200 and whatever dollars. I guess if that's what somebody wants to sell it for, fair enough to them, but I don't think I'll be paying that much ever for a model, especially while NG. If NG are doing these, then great. Do you know what I mean? It's a win-win. So yeah, that is it for this unboxing video. I've probably done it a little bit different to what most people do. I know some people probably unbox the models and leave them out all on display, but it's kind of find it a bit easier to do it the way I've done it. Just kind of leave that there just for the outro. So just to kind of cap off the video, like I said, I've got other things going on, like finances and stuff like that, to pay out. So in the meantime, I've really been thinking, you know what, I still want to do the US project in 1/400 scale, no doubt. I still want to get that done. But in the meantime, I'm thinking of ordering a sort of MDF board, which is going to be about 4.5 foot by 2.5 foot, to do a 1/400, another 1/400 scale Australian airport, which is going to be regional. It's not going to be anything like Sydney or Melbourne or wherever, or Brisbane, anywhere like that. It's going to be a regional based airport, which I mentioned before, I believe, based on Rockhampton. And I kind of want to do that and kind of give it a go at doing the markings myself. So I'll be getting the board, drawing it all out, see how it goes. Certainly be looking to get a 3D printer terminal as well. So I just think it'll save me money. And the way things are going, trying to get a layout printed for the 1/200 scale version, I don't know how long I'm going to be waiting for the 1/400 version. So I just think, I just need something like a new model airport idea to do in the meantime. And to be fair, just something to keep me going, man. And obviously, probably good time because we are working our way into, so we're now in spring, working our way to the summer months. And the time of year is a really good time of year to be doing kind of something like this as well. So it's a win-win to kind of do it. And hopefully that'll take shape in the next couple of months. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'll be doing the work in here, so, or most of the initial work at least, like drawing things out and getting the layout kind of designed and stuff like that. So I want to keep you guys updated on that. And the schedules I've already got in place. The models in 1/400 scale for Australia and New Zealand. It will be like an Australia New Zealand hybrid, kind of. Everything's in place. Everything is in place. All I need to do is use Google Earth, Google Maps to sort of measure what I need to measure in terms of the actual layout to kind of base it off. And then obviously look at investing in a 3D printed terminal and other buildings surrounding as well. So very much looking forward to that. That is probably the most likely project to be next. But again, I still want to look forward to doing the US project because again, I have loads of 1/400 Southwest models. I am currently looking at getting more 1/400 US models as well, such as United, Delta, American. And it kind of makes sense as well because then it gives me enough time to kind of build them up. And by the time we are ready, hopefully we'll be on our way to doing something different, and it'll work well because we'll pretty much have everything in place that we'll need as well. And luckily enough, the US market in terms of getting a layout printed is kind of already there. I just need to order it and it will get printed. Obviously I need to then order the air bridges and the terminals as well, which as you can imagine is a lot of expense. And this is why it just works best for me right now to kind of focus on the Australian market. Then I can pay what I need to pay off with other things, and then I can get the ball rolling and look at doing other things as well. So obviously we will, we'll try and keep the channel updated as much as we can. If you've enjoyed this video, unboxing video, let me know. If you want to see more of these kind of videos each month, every time I get a new parcel and you want to see the latest models I've received, then let me know. Even if you don't tell me, I might just see how things go and just keep doing it. And yeah, if I do acquire any other models in between, I will keep you posted on them also.